Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Tonight Show podcast for today, the 27th of August, live on YouTube. Wow, we are literally the final one of August. Wow, next week, kiddies will be back at school. Some kiddies will be back at school, and some will go back the week after. And yes, this is the last one before the big bank holiday weekend this weekend. Concerts, festivals, and I've got certainly some updates to bring you on that side as well, and also a race weekend I attended last weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tonight Show podcast, joined by my Charlie representing, joined by late party supporters, Zach Trent, for all latest news today. Hello, Zach.
Hello, Charlie. Hello.
Wow, do we have a lot of news to talk about, from both different fronts tonight. It's a busy one tonight for anybody. We're going to kick things off with the show, and Zach, who's your villain of the week this week?
My one is rather pretty sad, but I think it's deserving. So, goes to the basically the drivers of the A66 crash that took out two police officers over the weekend on the A66 near Middlesbrough. PC Matthew Blade and PC Tom Clow sadly passed away whilst in the line of duty near Middlesbrough. They were killed because a VW Passat was driving the wrong way on the A66 as well. The primary pursuit was aborted due to safety risks once the vehicle began driving the wrong way. Shortly after, the Passat climbed a marked police armed response vehicle that was to assist, but had not been part of the original chase. All occupants of both vehicles were pronounced dead at the scene. So that includes the two police officers and the the 5 drivers that was caught up in the accident. Wouldn't call it an accident, deliberate incident that caused the death. So the 5 young men that were involved were Cole Worthy, Fiore McKee-Sallington, Michael Robert Cahill, and Jacob Stacky. There were the 5 young men that were joyriding and probably enjoying going down the wrong way on the A66 as well. Now, I should mention a total of 17 people have been arrested across Teesside on various charges, including possession of a firearm and participation in an organised crime group. Investigation revealed that shortly before the crash, a house belonging to Cole Worthy's father was deliberately rammed by a Volvo SUV. It's suspected the group in the Passat was seeking retaliation. Now, there are also investigations going on to other incidents. They're heavily scrutinised a fatal house fire nearby Grange Town that occurred days later, resulting in the death of a 7-year-old girl and her aunt. Those direct links are still under investigation, but more than 200 officers have been deployed to Teesside to handle the escalating tension as well. So, the 5 blokes who were decided to join are the villains of the week for killing police officers on the line of duty. I mean, how sick could they be? And obviously, their lives should not be lost, but it's a shame that they're not alive to face custody and the actions that they have caused, really, as well. The fact that there could be some organised crime going on here, which is there's also a serious issue as well in the area. It's just really horrible what happened as well. And my thoughts, obviously, with the police, the officers, their friends, their families, and the whole police force, who's obviously had a difficult time recently because of these really ridiculous incidents that have happened and got going on.
Yes, Zach, I have to say that my nomination this week actually goes similar incident, really. Mine goes to a man with 21-year-olds kidnapped and murder. Essex Police said Jack Sullivan from Waltham Abbey was kidnapped from the 22nd of June before being found in a car park. He was taken to hospital where he died on the 26th. Paul said Kavuni Williams, apologies, my pronunciation was the best, of Beechwell Walk Waltham Abbey was due to appear in Chelsea Magistrates Court on Thursday. The Force said detectives had previously appealed for the public to help find Sullivan blue Louis Vuitton trainers worth about £1,000. Police said the investigation remains on a 24-year-old man and a 17-year-old boy from London. Both remain on police custody. So yes, I'm going to give it to that story this week. Kivuni Williams gets the nomination for this week's Villain of the Week for me. 2 crime-related incidents. Now, God, we have got so many news to talk about. Now, I want to start off with the sad news stories. There's been a lot this week. Tragic news, obviously. Nepal as well. Flooding in Nepal. 389 people have sadly died in that. But it's not just been that this week. We have had 2 massive deaths. Not just first one in the world of music, Dolly Parton, died the other day at age 80, country music star, known obviously for her roles, not just in, obviously known for tracks like Coat of Many Colours, 9 to 5, I'll Always Love You, the Islands of Sprinkles with the late great Kenny Rogers, the Queen of Country, and also not just the Queen of Country, she was also a bit of a political force as well. She's championed a lot of women's rights. Sadly passed away the other day. And also as well, Tim Curry. Does anyone remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Yes, he was in that film, along with many other films that sadly passed away at the age of 80. Obviously, we've had some horrible floods in Nepal as well. Zach, what's your thoughts on the latest news this week? Some tragic news this week for sure across the world.
As you mentioned, a few little deaths there, unfortunately, this week. First of all, as you mentioned there as well, there's one of the deaths actually. Really sad, actually as well. Just really sad actually as well. Rob Beach, as well. I think it's Rob Beach that's died. Or was it someone else? No. Oh, no, someone else. I think it is. Who was the?
It was Robert. It was Tim Curry and Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Tim Curran. I thought you said Rob's Curran. Sorry, that's my bad. Tim Curran. Very sad. Very sad death there for Tim Curry as well. Obviously, he was the Rocky Horror Picture star that died aged 80 years old. And let look at the actual back catalogue that he had as well. Scary Movie, Home Alone, Clue, It, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Honestly, an absolute icon. And he obviously played Dr. Frank Fruta as well. I mean, what a legacy he brought as well. I mean, just great on the screen picture as well. It's really really sad what's happened there as well. That was the one. That was the Cullen I was looking for. Peter Cullen. Very sad news about him today as well. He was the one that voiced Optimus Prime in Transformers, in Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh. Has also sadly passed away today. Now, obviously, Winnie the Pooh are iconic for kids and everything like that. It's still very much you very much remembered today as well. But obviously, Peter Cullen, very, very sad death as well. Just an incredible actor, and his voice will be living on as well. Living from Transformers to Winnie the Pooh. Go! Who can honestly? Who only someone like Peter Cullen can go from like doing bloody Transformers to the Winnie, and then doing Winnie the Pooh. Eeyore doing Eeyore. Monterey Jack and Tiptoe, the first voice of Car in Knight Rider, and the title character in Predator. He also voiced Thanos in the animated series Invincible as well. Another one left an incredible mark as well. But the saddest one of all, and honestly, the world is cruel when we lose someone as beautiful, as stunning, as sensational, as just so wonderful, and so just utterly amazing, as Dolly Parton. How could the world and earth and life take away that? That is a painful one. Dolly Parton, the original 9 to 5, the one where she always loved you, the one where she'd get on sing it, just her singing, her just soul and just absolute presence was just a ray of absolute Tennessee sunshine. The Queen of Country. Someone could say the Queen of Country and the Queen of Rock. Rock and the Queen of Country going hand in hand as well. And this is incredible. She filmed in 9 to 5. She done Rainstone. She starred in Hannah Montana, the movie. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Steel Magnolias as well. And honestly, it's weird because I know she was hiding her health concerns, that she'd had a short battle of cancer and everything as well. My God, she looked lovely and healthy. She sounded good. She was looking good, and I'm just really sad just to see someone who is just so no one could ever be so much more kind than Dolly Parton. The presence everywhere she goes and everything that she touches just turns just to flowers. And the fact that she's brought in poverty, wrote a faux song, gave us the 9 to 5, gave us just so much great county music, and then still was going strong and still making collaborations and all that sort of thing as well. I mean, it's just it was honestly, I am just she is the original 9 to 5. She's the original Jolene. And honestly, and she's the original person that would always love, and honestly, how she was old, but she never looked like she was that close to, dying and everything like that as well. So just that is the one that hit hard. That's the one that really hits hard. Dolly Parton, just amazing soul, amazing voice, just amazing everything as well. Really sad and. I honestly really sad. May a whole memory be such a blessing, and may she rest in peace and and knowing the fact that she's joined her family up in the heavens where and reunited in peace and harmony as well. God bless her.
Yeah, and Zach, what's your thoughts on the situation in Nepal right now?
Very sad, and the scenes were shocking. We now know it wasn't an earthquake, but honestly, there have been some shocking scenes. And we know we know that the death toll has risen to 389. As well, more than 900 people are missing. 389 died. And at least 558 missing in Tibet as well at the moment. And there's just so much devastation and so much heartbreak from there. What I believe happened as well, what we believe understood is that we had a landslide as well, and it looks like there's a collapsed glacier. What is being investigated as the main cause, as well as the flash floods, and it highlights that issue rapidly melting Himalayan ice. Initial reports led to think it was an earthquake, that a tremor caused the landslide, which caused the flood that's now killed 389 people at the moment. But the geographers are doing the disaster caused by glacial collapse, which is where the glacier part of a glacier disintegrates. It was so powerful that it registered a magnitude of 5.2. So the glacier was at the top, and then we believe it collapsed and went into the water, sends ice and rock debris in the river, and then the flood water. And then I saw the really horrific images of the border checkpoint as well, and then it spread all the way to the True River and the Sierra Bisu, and the flood water continued just downstream then as well. Honestly, shocking scenes. It reminds me of like when we had the tsunami in Japan, and that took out so many lives and houses as well, and the amount of devastation there as well. Yeah, it is honestly very horrible scenes in Nepal this week, and I'm just hoping that everyone who there's a lot of missing people now. Hopefully, there is lots of volunteers and people, rescuers, are trying to find people at the moment. But I'm afraid, obviously, the figures I expect will keep going up. The death toll, I'm afraid, probably is going to like to go up. The amount of people going up missing is probably going to go up as well. It's just a very devastating situation in Nepal at the moment.
Yeah, tragic, isn't it? What's happening around the world, especially with bad weather, and and that's not ideal in any sense whatsoever. So yes. Anyway, I feel like really, obviously, we've kind of gone into we've kind of gone into this quiet window of politics this week. So we're going to go into the sports news. So we obviously had the Premier League back last weekend. We're going to start with the football. Obviously, we have Champions League draw out now as well. Sadly, Celtic did not make it into that because they lost against Lask. So we're going to go over Premier League match day 1 results. Wow, the Premier League was back with a bang, and Arsenal continued their championship, or the champions won again, 3-0 against Coventry. A strong start for Mikel Arteta's side. The big shocks of the weekend, well, Hull City, newly promoted Hull. Manchester United just absolutely terrible in that game. 2-0 loss for Manchester United. Dreadful performance from them. Ipswich beat Sunderland 2-1 on their first match back to the Premier League in a couple of years. Everton beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Crystal Palace definitely look like they're in trouble this season, I'm afraid. Leeds were 1-0 winners against Forest. Brentford beat Tottenham, or Spurs, at 3-0. Despite Spurs signing loads of new players. It seems to me at the moment that signing new players doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win all the time. Manchester City were 2-1 winners against Bournemouth. Brighton beat Aston Villa 4-0, and Villa had a red card. Wow, that concerning of your Unai Emery there, definitely. Villa's manager, head coach, not off to a great start there. A Desmond Tuchel draw for Newcastle, Liverpool. Chelsea win 3-2 against Fulham. Obviously, tomorrow night we've got 8 o'clock Palace and Man City. Liverpool, Forest, Coventry, Hull, Bournemouth, Everton, Spurs, Newcastle is the 5:30 kickoff. Chelsea, Brighton is the 2 o'clock. Leeds, Brentford, 2 o'clock. Sunderland, Fulham, 2 o'clock. Manchester United, Ipswich, 4:30. Aston Villa, Arsenal, Monday Night Football at 8. Obviously, as I said, we've had Champions League as well. The group stage has been announced. Zach, what's your opinion on the latest news in the world of football?
Yeah, obviously a lot of football's happened over the week as well. Obviously, one of the big surprises, there's a few surprises of the weekend, as you mentioned, the first weekend. Good weekend for the promoted clubs, mostly. Hull, very good weekend, beating Man United 2-0. It's the first time, I think, in years that Man United have been beaten by a promoted side on the opening weekend. Ipswich also promoted, did one over on Sunderland 2-1. Very good result for them. Good start. Everton did well, obviously, as well. Brentford, a 3-0 thrashing of Spurs. Another long season ahead for Spurs, I think. Manchester City with Marcelo Bielsa now leading Marin Zalesco, sorry. Oh, dear me. Having a good start. Man City were down, then got ahead late on. They do very good at late comebacks. They are Man City taking off 2-1 against Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth did well for most of the match. Aston Villa, now let me say, Aston Villa are in a bit of trouble now. They've lost a lot of players of the window. They got a red card. They've lost 4-0. Tonight they're losing Emi Martinez. The deal has been agreed for him to go to Chelsea now. So that's another one gone. A few of the Aston Villa players have been up in Chelsea. Now, Aston Villa have been playing PFR for whatever reason. I don't know whether I can buy that or not, but they're saying losing a lot of players this window as well. Newcastle have lost a lot of players, but actually played well, holding Liverpool to a draw. And then Fulham v Chelsea was a bit eventful. But overall, it resulted in Chelsea winning 3-2 as well. Obviously, picks of the next weekend: Palace, Man City on Friday. Coventry and Hull are facing each other. Two promoted sides are facing each other at 3:00 as well. Spurs is playing Saturday night again against Newcastle. That'd be a tasty one. Chelsea Brighton will certainly be a tasty one. That's 2:00 as well. And Man United Ipswich. Can Man United not avoid getting beaten by another promoted side again when they're home on Sunday? And then I think the game of the weekend for me, Aston Villa Arsenal, two of the top teams last season facing off against each other. Although Aston Villa, obviously, how are they going to respond? The fact that Arsenal did Coventry City 3 very convincingly on Friday, and they look like currently the team to beat this season. What will their response be? Can they hold off Arsenal? We remember last season they managed to get one over in their second game last season as well. That may have provided a contribution to the title, wouldn't have done, but it didn't anyway. But no, that's the tie of the weekend for me on Monday Night Football, Aston Villa v Arsenal. I just want to go over the Carabao Cup results, which have been happening this week. And this is where the non-Premier League sides have entered the draw. It's all loading up. Here we go. As well, it's taking a bit of a while. But anyway, let me just go through some of the results, actually. Ones I want to highlight, particularly. Peterborough beat Watford 5-1. That's a big shocker for me on that one as well. What else was there? Wolves 2-0. Coventry took away Plymouth 4-2 as well. Lincoln beat Blackpool. Hull got rid of Stoke on penalties, 5-4 on penalties. It was 1-1 after the normal time. West Ham took out Southampton, an all-championship side, I believe, on that one as well, 4-1. Ipswich beat Leicester 3-1. Brentford, wow, they had a really good match. They defeated Birmingham 6-1. That was quite something. Leeds took out Nottingham Forest 2-0. Newcastle managed to squeeze past West Brom 3-2. Bradford City beat Burnley on penalties. That's another surprising result there as well. Spurs responded to the 3-0 loss by beating Charlton 5-1. Everton got by Preston North End 4-0. Chelsea Luton Town has just finished. It's finished 2-0 at Chelsea against Luton Town. And Fulham AFC Wimbledon is last time. Still going at the moment, but Fulham ahead 2-0 as well. So I just want to tell you some of the third round ties that are going to be taking place actually as well. One of the standout ties, by the way, Liverpool hosting Spurs. Manchester United taking on Brighton. Man City are welcoming Norwich as well. Let me tell you a few others. There's there a few interesting ones as well. Ipswich are going to be home to Arsenal. Another good tie. Coventry City at home to Aston Villa as well. We now know it's Chelsea v Leeds. Millwall taking on Newcastle. That's a fascinating one. Everton Wolves as well. West Ham will now looks like to be facing Fulham as well in an all Premier League tie. That will be taking place the week commencing, I believe, 7th and between the 8th and the 9th and the 15th and 16th of September. This is split between 2 weeks, the third round, because of the European clash. And speaking of the Champions League, actually, we have the draw today as well. And I want to highlight some of the teams that will face each other, some of the British sides that were involved as well. Let me just tell you something as well. Some of it includes Arsenal will be drawn against Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Aston Villa and Manchester City will both play PSG and Barcelona. Bayern Munich will be one of Manchester United's opponents as well. Yeah, that will be good. So let me just tell you let me tell the Premier League sides who will be facing which. Arsenal will play Real Madrid, Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, Real Betis, Lille, Napoli, Sabah, Slavia Prague. Aston Villa will be facing PSG, Barcelona, Dortmund, Bruges, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Vikings, Slavia Prague. Liverpool's sides include Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Porto, Club Brugge, Villarreal, and Fenerbahce. Man City have got PSG, Barcelona's Sporting, Porto, Napoli, Leipzig, AK Athens, and Man United have got Bayern, Atletico Madrid, Roma, Sporting, Leipzig, Villarreal. Some of the ties in there as well. I want to tell you one of the results actually, Charlie, that really was shocking as well, and to get into the Champions League. What the hell has happened to Celtic FC? They were 4-0 up at one point. Celtic, oh my goodness me, 4-0 up at one point in the tie. They lost the second leg 5-1 on aggregate. Well, they lost the tie 5-1, and they end up being 5-4 on aggregate. Sorry. Honestly, that is a generational bottle drop right there to try and get to the Champions. They will be in the Europa League, by the way, but it's humiliating. Rangers will not be in European football this season after all. They lost tonight in the second leg of their Conference League playoff tie against Jablonec, who won on penalties. Yeah, that's a humiliating result for Rangers. Motherwell, I think, are out, but Hearts did make it through to the Conference League as well. They're through to the Conference League. At least we've got some European representation, so there'll be Celtic, and I believe Hearts are in there as well. But the rest, Motherwell, I'm afraid, and Rangers also out in from the British perspective this season. And I believe, though, looking at the results, Brighton are safely through to the Conference League in October as well. Yeah, I'm just getting the results up here. Brighton are safely through to the Conference League in October. They beat Trossimo 4-0 at home tonight as well. So, yeah, that's a little roundup of the European football. Transfer deadline day is on Tuesday as well. And there's there's a lot going on. It really is full swing in action here now.
Yes, I can certainly say that for one thing. It's a busy one in the football. But we now come to the main event. Formula One action from Zandvoort. I nearly said Silverstone there for a minute. Zandvoort, where rain certainly affected the opening part of the race for Max Verstappen, sadly crashing out down at the final corner and retiring from the race. His fourth DNF of the season, I believe. And, well, in the end, Lando Norris made it back-to-back victories. Congrats to Lando for that win there in Zandvoort, the first race back after the summer break. Kimi Antonelli finishing in second place for Mercedes to ensure that he remains the top of the F1 World Championship standings. George Russell was third, despite Mercedes team orders to let Antonelli through. Antonelli could be taking a grid penalty at Monza, which is the next race. That is on the 6th of September, so it's a week on Sunday. Hamilton and Leclerc were fourth and fifth. Ferrari's strategy calls were a bit under the question as Lewis Hamilton bemoaned again about strategy on the radio. Oscar Piastri was sixth, just didn't have the pace. Liam Lawson was in the Red Bull because Isaac Hadjar had an wrist injury, so Yuki Tsunoda was back racing for Racing Bulls. He was in the second, in the B team car, finishing ahead of Arvid Lindblad in 11th. Lindblad was 12th. We had Lawson 7th. Hulkenberg was 8th, avoiding nearly T-boning his teammate after Bortoleto had a huge spin, came home 13th in the end. Fernando Alonso with probably his best drive of the season to finish in 9th in the absolutely horrendous Aston Martin this year. But the upgrade seems to have worked definitely in Alonso's favour. Pierre Gasly got the final point with some great wheel-to-wheel battles during the race. Colapinto was 14th, Sergio Perez was 15th, and the two Williams, Carlos Sainz earns my other villain of the week this week for an absolutely ridiculous move on Alex Albon at the first corner. What the hell was Carlos thinking of doing? Honestly, I saw the clip and I was like, what is he? 2 races in a row, he gets involved in incidents, and this was absolutely crazy. I just couldn't believe it. They're fighting for last, for God's sake. And they collide. The golden rule in Formula One is do not hit your teammate. Yes, Carlos Sainz showed you that that's possible, Junior, by the way. By the way, they retired. He was actually classified 16th too. That's down. The Albon DNF, Bottas DNF, Ocon DNF'd, Stroll DNF'd. Behrman had an issue, I think, on the grid or formation lap. And obviously Max Verstappen crashed at Arelon Date, the final corner. It's obviously the final race at Zandvoort Formula Ego there next year for the Gen 4 era. Marks the end of Formula One's 5-year return to Zandvoort from 2021. And yes, obviously next time out they'll be racing at Monza, and in few weeks' time they'll also be racing in September, a couple of weeks' time, at the new Madrid Ring circuit as well, where Formula 3 testing has been taking place at the moment. Zach, what's your assessment of the Dutch Grand Prix? I mean, Saturday's sprint was rubbish, but the main race certainly had a bit more action.
Yeah, the sprint wasn't great. Saturday it was pretty predictable, but Sunday was very, very. I thought it was a very good race actually. A lot of action, a lot of zigzagging, a lot of stop and starts really. But obviously it's the last time we got. I mean, it was a great way to end off the last race at Zandvoort. Obviously, for those wanting to see their fan favourite, they didn't get to see him beyond lap 2. He had a pretty big accident coming out to the very last bend. But yeah, he got in the damp patch because there was rain just before the start of the race. The track had dried up, but obviously not enough for Max Verstappen to get caught out on some of it on the white line. And yeah, lost control into the barrier, very heavy impact. Have a thought for poor old the Audis who nearly collided after I think it was Gabby Bortoletto spun around and then Blumen hit Nico Hulkenberg with the most closest of shaves towards hitting his teammate and causing a further accident. But yeah, it was an eventful race overall. Strategy played into hands well for Lando Norris, who managed to, despite it being a slower race try, he managed to make the most out of his hard tyres at the last pit stop. And boy, oh boy, did he do well. That was an incredible job by him. I mean, he still had the pace. I mean, he knows how to manage tyres when he needs to be. And yeah, 2 in 2 now for Lando Norris, back to back for him. Well done. McLaren are fine, you can tell, back on form in some way or another. Actually, the fact they got 2 races in, the upgrades are working somehow, one way or the other. They may not have necessarily had the race pace on Saturday, but they definitely had the race pace on Sunday to keep it all up as well. Just going through the other bits, positions. Anthony second. Anthony was gifted second because George Russell was ordered to be passed by him. Now, I'd be a bit annoyed if I was George Russell. In fact, I'm in the championship, still in the championship battle, and the fact that he's getting passed. Not great, but he got asked to let by. And Antonelli just flew by. And then George Russell was third. Obviously, Lewis Hamilton was fourth. Obviously, we know the moaning on the radio about the battle between him and Leclerc. I mean, not what Hamilton and Leclerc were doing in the last lap. They could have tried an attempt to get third place from Russell, but they were too busy squabbling with each other for that to be happening. I mean, silly stuff from Ferrari again. Oscar Piastri 6th again, not a pace in his car. Liam Lawson 7th place. I think he should be pleased with that result, given the fact he was standing this weekend. It's his best Red Bull result, and he wasn't even a full-time driver when he got the best Red Bull result. Mate, let's put it back in the second seat. Hulkenberg 8th position. Well done after surviving that scare. Fernando Alonso for Aston Martin scoring points. Aston Martin still can get points. I mean, they've not been great this season, but they've managed to get somewhere with some points and everything that's really important. Pierre Gasly was 10th. You had Tsunoda, Limbaugh 12th, Bortoletti 13th, Colapinto 14th. Colapinto has signed a new contract, by the way, at Alpine until next year now. Sergio Perez 15th, Carlos Sainz 16th. There was DNS for Albon, Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Ollie Behrman, obviously with Max Verstappen as well. Ollie Behrman had a technical issue which left him out of the race on that one as well. Speaking of Lando Norris, the race winner, by the way, he's announced today that he's teaming up with Amazon Prime to do a new documentary on him, which if you haven't seen, it's been announced today, and it looks like he's been filming this season, throughout the season overall. So keep an eye on that. He's in development. and I look forward to seeing that when it comes out eventually, hopefully next year. Hopefully, but yeah, good to see that Lando Norris. And obviously, it's been announced that Drive to Survive will return for another season next year as well. Presumably, we'll be back in about February, March time, around pre-season testing, if you want to see that as well. So, yeah, that's been announced today. Netflix, obviously not today, but recent over the week that Drive to Survive will return for another season in February and March. And then the next race, as you mentioned, is the Italian Grand Prix. Which is Ferrari home race, which is Kimi's home race. Kimi will be taking a grid penalty. Looks like it for a new engine, but that will not this weekend. That'll be the following weekend as well. It'll be the one. I'm sure, Charlie, your favourite subject's going to turn up as well. I'm not going to mention it yet, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It's your favourite subject involving the cars. I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more about it when we talk about this next week.
Yes, Monza. Oh my God. Here we go. That circuit is going to be painful. I am literally raving. Does anyone not know that Monza is one of the fastest track of the year? And yet these battery powered F1 lawnmower cars are going to run out of power halfway. That's going to be crazy. How are they going to cope through down the fast straights? Honestly, like, imagine if I sent a British touring car around there. How would that fare? It would be very slow, differently compared to an F1 car, but it wouldn't lose power halfway down the straight. So, yes, anyway, more on that in a minute. Moving on now to IndyCar, which raced in Washington, D.C. Now, there was a lot of people who criticised Will Buxton's comment. Do you know what? I really want this race back in Washington next year. I don't think it probably will. It looks like it's a one-off, but I actually really enjoyed it. This race was really fun. Did anyone watch it? I really enjoyed it. And it was a rare moment that Alex Palou had an absolute horror show in the race. Wow. I could not believe how bad the race was for him. It was shocking. I mean, I'd never seen Palou make so many errors in that race. It was just crazy, like watching him just like hit the wall and then have a pit stop running over a tyre. And Kyle Kirkwood literally took the honours in that race. I mean, wow. I mean, I could not believe my eyes watching that race. And honestly, like, I was surprised. Kyle Kirkwood won that race, and the Freedom 250, as it was called. Kyle Kirkwood was first. Christian Lundgaard was second. Will Power ended up third. Marcus Ericsson was fourth. Kiffin Simpson fifth. Nolan Seagull sixth. Scott Dixon seventh. Newgarden eighth. Kyle Collette managed the top 10 in ninth. The rookie, obviously, this year. And Romain Grosjean was 10th. Mick Schumacher got 11th. A clean race for him, but Pato Ward struggled in 16th. Contact for retirements for Santino Ferrucci. Scott McLaughlin, who was running at the front, sadly hit the wall after one of the safety car caution restarts. Rinus VeeKay was involved in a collision with David Malukas and Stingray Robb. And Alex Palou ended up 3 laps down in 20th position. Wow, I mean, the championship lead has been cut massively after he endured one of the worst weekends in a long time in his IndyCar career. I mean, I've never expected that from a 3 or 4-time champion of Alex Palou's caliber. Wow. Just a very difficult weekend. Zach, what was your assessment on the weekend where the championship leader hit massive problems?
Oh, bizarre. Honestly, really bizarre stuff overall for Alex Palou. He had a shock of the weekend. Just incident penalties, incident crashes. Yeah, very shocking. That was at the Freedom 250 at the Grand Prix of Washington 2C, or should I call it the Donald Trump 250? Because it's all about his ego, licking his ego because he was there. All made it all about him. Had the green flag, which I don't think you could even see the green flag because it looked like I don't know. It was really weird. A lot smug on his face and weird. Okay, let's not. I mean, apart from that spectacle, obviously, And I can't say it was the most exciting of races. There was some moments actually. For example, I think it was Scott McLaughlin going for the lead and crashing out at this on the corner, trying to get past Carl Kirkwood, who ran away with that race. Actually, just dominant fashion, 128 at the 147 laps race as well. Christian Lundgaard, second position, Will Power third, Marcus Ericsson fourth, Griffin Hitton fifth, Nolan Siegel sixth, Scott Dixon seventh, Jason Newgarden eighth, Kyle Collette ninth, and then you had Romain Grosjean in 10th position as well. So yeah, that was happening there as well. I mean, yeah, decent for Romain Grosjean actually. I thought he did the right race. Obviously could have been better, but never mind. But anyway, we've got more IndyCar action this week. In fact, we've got double the IndyCar action this weekend as well, because it is a double header as well. It is a double header at Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Mile. It is two races. We've got 3 races of the season, 2 tracks left, and we've got a double header at Milwaukee Mile. So we're racing Saturday, racing Sunday. As well. So the one on Saturday is 7:30 UK time. The one on Sunday is 6 p.m. UK time as well. Double the action, double the races as well. Yeah, this is a big weekend as well. And let me go to the standards actually, because I just want to mention as well. Let me just mention the championship as well. Obviously, with Alex Palou's serious stuff actually. Alex Palou's lead has been cut to 91 points. Obviously, it's still a big stretch from here, but he just needs one more bad weekend to really put it into risk, actually. Well, Kyle Kirkwood is second, Christian Lundgaard's third, and Stan David Lucas is fourth. But yeah, double header this weekend. Alex Palou can make that all up over the week. He effectively could win the title again this weekend as well, I think. As long as he had good results, actually, this week, he just keeps it clean. He could well win the title as well. So that will be one thing to see as well. So yeah, that was IndyCar for you.
Yeah, certainly be an interesting weekend for IndyCar action as well at in Washington DC. I'm now going to play for you a song, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a musical interlude tonight, and this one is a song by American rock band Linkin Park. You might not know that. You might not know this song. It's a new song that I'm going to play for you. This is called The Catalyst. We'll see you in a few minutes' time.
Bleed into the sky.
That was Linkin Park there with the song The Catalyst. Not a lot of people actually remember that one, but I will say from their album called 1,000 Suns, which actually shifted the band more in the electronic direction. And there's a lot of use of that with the Joe Hans. You can hear Joe Hans like turntabling in the song and the guitars as well. And obviously Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington's soaring vocal lines. So what did you make of that one? It was something creative for Linkin Park, I thought.
Yeah, exactly. Again, more in their electronic era as well, rather than their sort of rock era or anything like that as well. But yeah, it still sounds pretty decent. And it's got that Linkin Park touch to it, even if it sounds a little bit more like electronic than what their previous sounds were.
I think it's a really good song. Do you know what? Like, I've literally I think it's a really good song. Genuinely, like this. You get to hear because Mike Shinoda obviously raps a lot as well. So you hear him like rapping quite a lot because he's like a hip hop guy, and obviously Chester's like the alternative metal stuff. So it's nice to see them try this like singing collaboration. It's really really cool actually. If it works well, they've done it on Invisible and One More Light as well. So yes. Anyway, that's the song from Linkin Park. Anyway, let's go on to Conversation Street this week now. Okay, I thought we'll chat about festivals and racing events now for the final part of the show. Now, last weekend, I went to Donington Park for the British Touring Car Championship. Now, I will say one thing. Donington Park was amazing. One of my favourite tracks in the UK, up there with Brands Hatch for me. And obviously, look, tomorrow I'm at Silverstone for Carfest. So, yeah, Silverstone will be back tomorrow, pending the weather. It has been a bit soggy today. If you went to if you went to the British Grand Prix a couple of years ago and saw Stormzy perform when it's absolutely throwing it down, I mean, goodness me.
Yeah.
Stormzy actually was performing like without a t-shirt on, pretty much. He had a vest on, didn't he? He was getting soaked on the stage, and literally, I think the weather's looking a bit better tomorrow for Jessie J's 9:45 slot. So yes, I am going to be up late tomorrow at Silverstone, trust me. But we've got a busy day tomorrow. Comedians are attending. You've got Lee Mack, Jimmy Carr, they're going. You've got Richard Hammond's Smallest Cog there as well. Drive Fiber there. You've also got Chris Evans hosting the event tomorrow. Bagsy's going to be down there with his Toyota Corolla drift car. There's lots going on. You obviously can go into the international paddock. The museum's open tomorrow, so I'll probably pop back in there again. Maybe go on the simulator again if I can. And yes, obviously last entry's at 9. So it's going to be a massive event tomorrow, obviously all this weekend. First time ever it's at Silverstone Car Fest from its usual location at Laverstone Park. So I'll keep you updated with all that tomorrow. But yeah, Donington Park really surprised me last week. Do you know? Obviously, Restart Racing, was where I done the VIP with for the team. Fantastic little team. Had a really nice roast beef dinner actually last week. I needed to post that. I was like, actually, that dinner was really nice. One of my mates who posts a lot of these foods, literally, God, I thought I'd get a post of it very soon because it was actually quite a nice, decent little dinner actually. For 95 quid, I couldn't go wrong with that. And I've got a grid walk included as well. But yes, Donington Park really surprised me. Great track. Formula One race there in 1993. Does anyone remember Ayrton Senna winning that race in the rain? Believe it or not, Donington Park. Is it true that wet races that are actually fun to watch? Honestly, if you go to a race in the rain, sometimes it actually adds to the spectacle, in my opinion. But yeah, it's great track, Donington. Obviously, that was with the BTCC the other week. We also had Mini Challenge and Caterham Racing as well. There was a big crash sadly in the BTCC for Lewis Gilbert. Obviously, as well, if we've been on air this week as well, Jason Plato's team sadly running under a different livery. Obviously, horrible to hear what's happened to Jason Plato's team. And, obviously, financial motorsport, particularly at lower levels, you have to get funding to race sadly, not like F1 where you're $1 million contract. So, yes. Yes, it was a shame to see that go, obviously, but Zach, Donington Park, it's an underrated circuit. Obviously, they hosted the Download Festival, and obviously F1 was there years ago. But I'm really happy I went last week because it's one of my favourite tracks in the country.
Yeah, I quite like Donington Park as well. I mean, Donington Park is, it was going to host an F1 race, but it didn't because of costs and everything like that. But yeah. Cars, bikes, everything like that as well. World Superbikes, British Superbikes, British touring cars. Apart from that, you've got good, sort of log of sports there as well. Obviously, it hosts so much at the moment. You obviously got this. It used to, let me just see what it's currently got at the moment. You've got TCR, BS3, British GT, BTCC, World Superbike at the moment. Currently does that as well. So yeah, look, it's great to see. Obviously, it was good to see your pictures, and obviously as well. And obviously, it's a good weekend of action. Obviously, the British touring car was involved in it as well, and obviously getting your VIPs. Lucky you.
So much cheaper than the F1 guys. Can I just say honestly?
Of course, it is.
Yes, I agree with that.
Well. Obviously, the BTCC, it's got a loyal fan base, but it's probably 10 times less than what it is to operate an F1. There's no comparison on that. Of course, it's going to be a bloody lot cheaper, but yeah, no, it looked good. And yeah, I'm glad you looked like you had a good time there as well, and had a VIP experience as well alongside.
Do you know why I'm saying this? Actually, they had a sim in there as well. I actually got to go on the simulator. As well, Restart Racing had a sim. I was on there for half an hour. I've done 26 laps in Chris Smiley's 2025 Hyundai R30N Restart Racing spec car in there. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong for that. You park at Silverstone, it costs you 150, 30 quid for the F1. So that was cheaper than doing parking at Silverstone. And the thing is as well, tomorrow obviously I'm doing a grid walk because it's included in this ticket, but for Carfest. But the British touring car paddock's really friendly, and and you get to go in the garages. I find that really good. You don't get luxury treatment at an F1 weekend. I feel like if you're unless you're paying £3,000 or £4,000, and sometimes that's to watch Nicholas Latifi could. Did anyone see the social media on some F1 page? I found Nicholas Latifi got a new job DJing for one of the VIP. Do you know what? Actually, that looked quite cool. I was really impressed with that, actually, seeing Nicholas Latifi on the decks up there for the F1. But yeah, so I think it's a shame, Zach. I would definitely, I definitely think you should do that one day. Honestly, I'd persuade you to do Brands Hatch one day because I actually really think this is one of the best tracks in the country, and there's some really good racing. Formula One is obviously. A core fan base, but there's some really good events at Brands. British touring cars are amazing to watch, British GT as well. And also Formula E next year as well. That's a big one going to Brands. Formula E. It's sad it's going to crash with the British Touring Car weekend at Snetterton, but I'm going to probably go Formula E next year because the Brands Hatch race, that's a big one for Formula E fans. And, you know, I hope a lot of people go to that. You know, and I'm going to try and convince my mates to do truck racing this year as well because honestly, like, there's some really good events at Brands and they're not even that expensive to go to. Honestly, like, it's a new perspective on motorsport, and you know you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a great day out. I mean, that's the whole point of Brands Hatch in a way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's obviously the sort of different comparisons or that sort of thing. But yeah, no, actually, Brands Hatch seems like a good day out, and obviously got a lot of things. Obviously, I think it's more focused on the family. I think more for sort of family day out sort of side of things. Sorry. So. Yeah, look, I think it fits perfectly well, and as you mentioned, it's really good, and looks like a whole lot of fun. Lots of events there as well to keep an eye on. Good for the families, good for just it looks great overall.
Yes, and obviously as well, I forgot to mention, I'll update you guys on another thing. We've got loads of music festivals happening this weekend as well. We've got Creamfields up in Liverpool happening. We've got the Colchester Summer Series on, and on Sunday. Is of course the New World Festival up in Chelmsford. Also got McFly, I think, are performing tomorrow. Just be aware, guys. Make sure you are packing for the weather because unpredictable this weekend with the weather. Bank holiday weekend looking a bit unsettled, particularly on Saturday. But obviously, you know, it's going to be a case of Great British summer time certainly will cause the rain to come. The grass might be soggy. Zach, it's a busy weekend for festival season, and certainly the waterproofs might be an extra layer needed in case the rain decides to pelt itself down.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, it's a good job I'm going on the Sunday and not the Saturday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday because I'm going to New World, as well, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing all the good artists there. Let me just tell you who's on the Sunday actually New World, because it's a single day this year because obviously they've relocated it to the Central Park and it's part of Chelmsford Summer Series, so it's just a single day rather than the double days as well. But anyway, there's a good load of artists on there as well. Let me tell you the headlines on there as well. You obviously got the TS5 set of Craig David headline on the Sunday, obviously the main show as well. And then I'm looking forward to seeing especially Corrupt FM, Nathan Dowie. I'm looking forward to seeing Sigma, Switch Disco. All of them are great. That main stage at New World is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Switch Disco, Sigma, Nathan Dowie, Corrupt FM, Low Stepper, all into Craig David. I think that's a pretty damn good house set, I have to say. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. A lot's going on actually across. Actually, there's two stages actually. There's the Centre Force 883 stage, where you got the likes of Alex P, Odyssey, Keith Mack, Tony Nichols. Interesting. It's taking place between 1 to 10 p.m. On Sunday as well. Weather looks better for the Sunday. Still might be a little bit unpredictable. There might be a short shower or two coming in now and then. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye out for. I would say one for Saturday. Saturday looks, yeah, it looks wet, doesn't it? It definitely looks wet. There are meant to be some showers that are meant to be coming in during the day as well. So yeah, that's well, as you mentioned as well, Creamfields is taking place as well over the weekend. That's a big one as well. So it's a massive, obviously the lineup that's taking place this weekend in Cheshire. Actually, it's taking in Cheshire actually as well. It's 20 years of Creamfield Festival as well. Let me look at the names: Lesso, Armand Van Helden, Andy C, Ben Nicky, Becky Hill, DOD. I can see Camel Fat on there, Carl Cox, Chris Stassi as well. That's new on. Duke Dumont, Disclosure, Ellie Brown, Faithless is on there, Fisher as well, Gorgon City, Hybrid Minds, Jazzy. I mean, I love a bit Jazzy. I've seen her play a few times now. Josh Baker's on there. Coulter, Coven, Luke Dean, Martin Garrix, MK. Look at this incredible lineup as well. I mean, I mean, yeah, jealous for those in in Cheshire. The other one as well that's going on this weekend as well as Newark, which I'm looking forward to, Charlie. The other one, that's my thing gone a bit ploppy woppy. Excuse me. There we go. The other one, I look forward to every year, and I really like watching on the television whenever it happens as well. It's obviously the recognised one, Reading Festival, no doubt. Reading and Leeds Festival this weekend as well. That is brilliant. I mean, look at the lineup you got this year. Charlie XCX, Chase and Status, Dave, Florence and the Machine, Fontaine's DC. That's a good one. I'm looking forward to that. Ray as well. Ray on the Saturday night. That will be a set to enjoy as well. There's Gunnar, Skepta, Somber is there as well. Loyal Kana, Royal Model as well. Duke Dumont also there going in between sets as well. Lots of there. Sky Newman, Hybrid Man, Max, Luke Dean, Bo, Notion. That's a good lineup for Reading and Leeds actually as well. I'm obviously looking to watch that on iPlayer as well when I can on the Friday. Very much looking forward to watching some of the performances there on the Friday as well, and just over the weekend. And I look forward to attending New World Festival as well on the Sunday. That's one I'm looking forward to as well.
I've just checked. If to anyone who's attending Carfest on Friday, obviously Switch Disco performing at New World on Sunday, I get to see them. They're actually on at 9:00. So, yes, actually, that's amazing. Great. I'm actually going to watch them. I'm actually going to watch them on Friday at Carfest. Obviously, I've got a line-up here for Carfest. There's loads of stuff. Got Club Carfest is actually, by the way, is the stage. You got Virgin Radio presents Goldie Rocks at 7:30. Chrissy Meacham. Switch Disco on at 9:00. You've also got other stuff on the way. You've got Chill Zone, Lily Elizabeth, Elise, Ruptured. Got the Creative Studios. You're gonna have like games development workshops, production studios. Got some like musical stuff. Starfest stage. Yes, there's a comedy stage. Jimmy Carr is on at 4:30 tomorrow. 21 He Wants comedy. Lee Mack is on at 3:30 as well. I might actually watch one of them tomorrow. I'm actually Jimmy Carr. Oh my god, some of the jokes he comes out with.
Jimmy Carr, Charlie. I don't know if you noticed this. Jimmy Carr is being linked to the Top Gear role at the moment. I don't know if you've seen this. No, seriously. So the BBC are actually going to revive Top Gear. Following obviously from the very sad events of last time, obviously with Freddie Flintoff and all that. And apparently, from what the reports I'm reading, Jimmy Carr is apparently in line for a presenting role there. That's quite a choice. But apparently, he loves his cars. So, I mean, it can't be worse than Chris Evans, surely. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. See if he makes any car jokes when you're
Jimmy. At least the comedy certainly will help on that regard. There, definitely. Anyway, I've got the live stage tomorrow. House DJ James Carpenter will be on at 5:30, followed by George Michael singers 6'10" to 6:40, and then Sophie Ellis Bextor will take the stage tomorrow. That's what I'm looking forward to. Seeing her 7:10 p.m. tomorrow. Gokwan will be doing DJ set, and then 9:45 to 11. Very late start for Jessie J on Friday tomorrow. So it's going to be a long day for me tomorrow, sadly, at Carfest. I'm not going to be home until very late as well. So I'm going to be on a long day, going to be going into the afternoon tomorrow. Also, as well, at Carfest tomorrow, we have got celebrities attending. We've got Matt Weston actually attending, the Olympic skeleton gold medalist. He's doing a thing in the Starfest stage. You've got, as I said, Lee Mack, Rob Brydon as well. You also got some cooking workshops as well, rewind stage, cooking workshops. So Tom Kerridge is doing some of them. You've got some cocktail tasting as well. Rosie Hollins, Wigwam stage, Folly Brothers. There's loads of stages. I mean, it's a massive event, honestly. I've never done it before. It used to be at Laverstoke. So, yes, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that you can do tomorrow, and obviously, do you know what? I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Obviously, yeah, the weather, I think it's looking a little bit better tomorrow than it is on Saturday. So, yes, I'm looking forward to attending it tomorrow. It should be fun. I'm doing it all in a day tomorrow as well, which is going to sound mad, but I am going to literally I'm going to come back late. Honestly, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back late from Silverstone and, you know, enjoy it. Enjoy the event, definitely. You know, and if you're attending Car Festival or any concert, please let us know in the comments. And I hope you enjoy your weekends at these events. But that is sadly all we have time for the Tonight Show podcast. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. And from me and Zach here live on YouTube, goodbye. See you again next time for another edition of the show.